I'm at a point in my life like we all grew up in the streets.
Could have that opportunity just like everybody else.
I mean, he actually caught HIV, like having like a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins.
I'm just saying.
You want to know what's wild about that though? He faced that head up.
He did.
And he didn't stop. And he didn't stop doing what he's done.
An advocate. Now he did that. And
period. Listen to me. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable? G?
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names.
I'm at a point in my life where I can say this. We all came up in the streets, and a lot of people had the same chances, the same temptations, the same access. Some folks lived wild, some faced consequences head on, and others just kept moving like nothing ever happened. That's the part people don't like talking about. What's wild is when people say, he faced it head on. Like, yeah, some people own their past and turn themselves into advocates later. That part matters. But it also doesn't erase the questions people still have. How many dudes out here moving quiet? How many stories never get told? That's the conversation nobody wants to touch. And now Meek Mill is done staying silent. According to online chatter, he's been hinting that people didn't just leave Diddy-linked parties with hangovers. They allegedly left with problems. Rumors, whispers, stories people were afraid to repeat are suddenly getting louder. For years, the internet has been flooded with claims about Diddy's private life. Unverified talk about reckless...
And Jaguar Wright came in heavy, saying Diddy's been battling a deadly STD for years. Not just herpes, but HIV. She claimed there's a whole list, about 20 other dudes in the industry, allegedly infected through Diddy. Says she's saving the list for her show, but called it bigger than folks realize.
Could have that opportunity just like everybody else.
I mean, he actually caught HIV, like having like a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins.
I'm just saying.
You want to know what's wild about that though? He faced that head up.
He did.
And he didn't stop. And he didn't stop doing what he's done.
An advocate. Now he did that. And
period. Listen to me. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable? G?
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names.
Behavior, unhealthy environments, and a lifestyle with no boundaries. None of it proven, but repeated enough that folks started connecting dots fast. And once that happens, everybody who ever stood nearby gets side-eyed. Then things got even darker online. People began speculating about Diddy's bedroom life, secret parties, alleged escorts, closed-door events nobody wanted receipts from. Again, these are allegations, not facts, but when stories stack up for years, the noise grows impossible to ignore. After the federal raids, headlines exploded. Reports mentioned thousands of bottles of baby oil and lubricants seized from properties allegedly connected to party setups. No charges tied to that alone, but the imagery sent social media into a...
I don't have shit to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all that
frenzy. People started asking reckless questions they'd never asked before. Then more voices jumped in. Some women online claimed they were harmed after being around men allegedly connected to Diddy's circle. No convictions, no verified diagnoses, but the stories spread fast, adding fuel to an already raging fire. Jaguar Wright added even more gasoline, making explosive claims about long-standing health rumors and saying there's a list of industry names she hasn't released yet.
I don't know about what rumors, right? They say, nah, I ain't gonna say that. I heard about that though, but I ain't about to say that. But
What was
I ain't
it?
about to say on my. You and Diddy? You and Diddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Diddy.
You and Diddy what?
You and Diddy. No. They said he was.
Him and Diddy what?
I'm just saying the rumor.
I ain't never heard this one.
They said he was. How you knew that?
Now I'm about to Google because I ain't never heard this one.
Again, claims, not proof. But when someone says something like that publicly, people listen whether they should or not. That's what makes this whole situation dangerous. Once health rumors, party rumors, and power rumors mix together, facts and fiction blur. Suddenly, everybody's a suspect and nobody knows what's real anymore. And that brings it back to the bigger question. How much of this is truth? How much is exaggeration? And how much stayed hidden because nobody wanted to be the one to speak up? Because in this industry, silence isn't always innocence. It's survival. And once the floodgates open, even rumors can destroy legacies before facts ever catch up. He faced it head on. That's what people keep saying. But then someone asked the uncomfortable question, how many people are moving around quietly, never saying a word? That single comment lit the streets up. Suddenly, every celebrity who's ever been close to Diddy started getting side-eyed. And the first name the internet dragged into the conversation, Will Smith. Now that didn't come out of nowhere. Will and Diddy have been publicly connected for years. Industry events,
Now, folks are saying maybe that trip with Diddy left him with more than memories.
parties, mutual circles, and once rumors start moving, proximity alone is enough for speculation to explode. Old claims resurfaced, including comments from a former associate who made controversial allegations about Will's private life years ago. Will denied it, called it lies.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
It's a special birthday for both of us.
Yeah.
But the internet doesn't forget anything. People noticed how quiet Will got when Diddy's legal situation blew up. No public support, no strong statements, just distance. He finally addressed it briefly during a comedy show, brushing it off with humor, but fans weren't laughing anymore. Silence plus timing had folks asking questions, even without proof. Then social media started connecting dots that may or may not belong together. Online commenters began saying,
but Philly's a very dangerous place, always been a very dangerous place. So that day it was 6 people in the studio. It was me and I who actually hosted the show. It was the gangster and his friend, and it was Will and Charlie who ended up coming to the studio, and a guy that I call Charlie the Rat Mac now, but I'll get into that later.
Speculating wildly, throwing out theories, rumors, and accusations with zero confirmation. That's how fast narratives spiral when scandal meets curiosity. And then there was YK Osiris, another name social media wouldn't let go of. Photos resurfaced, vacations, poolside clips, music playing in the background, none of it illegal, none of it proof. But enough for the rumor mill to go crazy. Things escalated when Osiris's personal drama spilled online. His former partner posted cryptic messages about betrayal, and the internet immediately jumped to conclusions. Suddenly, every old clip was being reinterpreted, every moment slowed down and analyzed. When Osiris later appeared on The Breakfast Club, people expected answers, but instead they got deflection. Nervous laughter, dodged questions, no clear denial. That only added fuel to the speculation, even though speculation isn't evidence. And after that, fans...
I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
Craig Mack was the one that jumped Bad Boy off. And and they so bad that Craig Mack, who died from AIDS, that man, he got brainwashed so bad from Diddy and got done so wrong. The man went to South Carolina and joined a cult with his family until he died of AIDS a few years ago.
Started pointing to his public breakdowns, emotional IG lives, erratic posts as signs of something deeper. But here's the reality. Online diagnosis and rumor stacking don't equal truth. Personal struggles don't prove anything, no matter how loud the internet gets. This is how scandal culture works. One comment becomes a headline. A rumor turns into a narrative. And suddenly, real people are trapped inside stories built on assumption instead of fact. Whether any of this is true or not isn't for social media to decide. But what is real is how fast reputations can get dragged once silence, history, and speculation collide. And in this industry, once your name enters the rumor cycle, getting out is nearly impossible. That's what I want. I want to crash out. That moment alone stopped people cold. Whether it was a cry for help, raw emotion, or something deeper bubbling under the surface, the internet ran with it. Because when someone's,
next thing I know, money come, with this mafia mentality with him and his and all that stuff like that. Talking about, you owe us an album. And I'm like, excuse my French, but I don't owe you shit. You owe me money. You know what I'm saying? So if you
spirals publicly, folks start asking why. Then another name entered the conversation, French Montana. And let's keep it honest, French and Diddy have been close for years. Party clips resurface, including that birthday celebration where the two were clearly enjoying the moment. Some fans brushed it off as harmless industry energy, while others claimed the vibe felt different. People replayed the footage.
He'll pay somebody $100,000 to investigate that he has nothing to do with anything with Diddy.
Man, look, you can't take back what your received. That's just like the video that's coming out with him and Will.
Frame by frame, reading into body language, jokes, and chemistry that might not mean anything, or might mean more than people want to admit. That's how rumor culture works once suspicion sets in. And then Usher's name started trending, and for many, that one didn't feel random. Usher has publicly spoken about spending time around Diddy when he was young in the industry. In a past interview, he described the environment as wild and said it wasn't something he'd want his own kids around today. At the time, he laughed it off, but looking back, people are reanalyzing those comments with fresh eyes, not accusing, reconsidering. Because when someone says they wouldn't want their children in the same environment they were in, it raises eyebrows. It doesn't mean wrongdoing, it means the atmosphere left an impression. And in moments like this, context becomes everything. Online speculation didn't stop there. Usher's name had already been in headlines in past years over unrelated legal disputes, and now internet detectives are stacking unrelated stories together, trying to build narratives that may or may not belong. That's the danger of hindsight mixed with scandal. Then the conversation shifted again to Craig Mack, one of Bad Boy's original artists, the man who helped launch the label with its first major hit. After leaving the spotlight, his life took a very different path, and fans have long debated what really happened behind the scenes. Some see patterns, others see coincidence. But once people start questioning the inner circle, everyone connected gets pulled into the spotlight. That's the reality of moments like this. Rumors grow legs, old interviews get reinterpreted, innocent moments get reframed. And suddenly, entire legacies are being re-examined in real time. Whether any of it holds weight isn't for the internet to decide. But what is clear is this. Once silence, history, and controversy collide, there's no controlling where the conversation goes next. People say Craig Mack went spiritual, stepped away from the industry, joined a religious group, and vanished from the spotlight. Over the years, rumors about his death and health have circulated online, with some claiming they know what happened and others saying the truth was never fully told. None of it was ever confirmed publicly, but the mystery surrounding his final years only made the speculation louder. Now, folks are revisiting the timeline, asking whether Craig really just walked away from the music business, or whether he saw something behind the scenes that made him disappear on purpose. Old footage resurfaced of Craig speaking about feeling pressured, even threatened by powerful figures in the industry. He talked about money, control, and a mob mentality, describing situations where he felt boxed in and owed things he didn't believe he owed at all. Some listeners took that and ran with it, whispering that the unnamed figure he referred to might have been Diddy. No proof, no confirmation, just interpretation layered on top of years of unanswered questions. But once those clips resurfaced, the internet did what it always does. It connected dots, whether they belong together or not. At the same time, speculation around Meek Mill refuses to die down. People keep tying him to Diddy simply because they were seen together often. Events, trips, matching outfits, behind-the-scenes moments that looked friendly, close, maybe too close in the eyes of online critics. Then came the claims about leaked audio and videos, rumors Meek has consistently denied. He's publicly pushed back, even offering money to investigate who's spreading what he calls false and damaging narratives about him. To Meek, it's not jokes, it's reputation warfare. But the internet hasn't let up. Critics say once certain images circulate, once certain associations are formed, you can't just rewind public perception. Photos of spa days, private jets, coordinated appearances, all of it keeps getting replayed and reinterpreted in the worst possible way. Online commenters have gone as far as suggesting that anyone closely connected to Diddy should be questioning what they were around. Others say that's reckless talk fueled by gossip, not facts. Either way, the conversation keeps growing, and Meek's name stays stuck in the middle of it. So now the question isn't just about Craig Mack, it's not just about Meek Mill. It's about how quickly rumor culture turns proximity into suspicion and silence into guilt. If even a fraction of these stories hold weight, who else might be carrying secrets from that era? And if none of it is true, how many careers get burned anyway just because the internet decided on a narrative? That's where we leave it. Innocent by association or too close to escape the fallout? Drop your thoughts in the comments and click into the next video, because this story only gets deeper from here.